So where are we at now? I fixed a major part of our ritual. This is a message to members of my soul group. There was a major mistake that went down last year, and I was able to fix that. So what's going to happen now is that I'm going to have to realign the grid because the ritual went pretty well, but certain numbers are off. There are certain spies that are honing in and tuning into like what we're doing in this ritual, and what they're doing is that they're hacking and taking what I call key codes to access certain parts of this grid that I built and created, which is an electrical grid, an energy source, and it's primarily fueled by what you would call prana, or what some people would call kundalini energy, is what it is. And I was able to fix a major aspect of that. Something that kind of went wrong when we were in Minnesota last year. I was able to fix that. So what's going to happen now is that you're going to start to see a lot more beings start to age backwards. What do I mean by that? You're going to start to see a lot of people on the grid that you may have thought was stuck in one age or one time zone, and they're going to go and begin to age backwards and begin to go back into what's called, for some, their second childhood, or what they call in the Bible being reborn again is actually what it is. And once this part of the grid is activated, what's going to happen is that we're going to be able to access a whole lot of money. There's a whole lot of money being held from us, members of my soul group, by actually it's by prompts, is what I call it. And you may think that it's the system or the government trying to like withhold money from you, because I mean, I know you see the money out there. This is to members of my soul group. You guys know what I'm talking about, because all you guys are like entrepreneurs in some type of way, or females, excuse me. There's a few males, but females predominantly are like entrepreneurs and have businesses and things of that nature. So you kind of know what I'm speaking of. You may be like, it's kind of like a little block in the abundance. You may not really be seeing as much interest as you want to see, and this is because something needed to be fixed. And I think I fixed that. And now the only problem, or the only obstacle we're going to have to go through now, is to get them to release more funds to us, so that we can, because the credit that we've been getting through the donations at 13signsastrology@gmail.com through PayPal is mainly from the same people in the same group, and I really appreciate that. However, we have to kind of like see an increase in credit so that we can access certain parts of this ritual, what I'm calling a movie, and see certain aspects of it that have not been viewed yet. There's a lot of stuff that hasn't been viewed yet. And that's what I want to kind of get into, because there's a lot of secrets about us and our soul group. We are probably the top mocked group right now. There's a lot of groups that people may call legit groups, so-called legit groups. They're chartered organizations, religions, and things of that nature, and they're mimicking a lot of the information that we're receiving through this group. So what's going to happen is that it's going to be an update. We did a major ritual, and I mean, I hope you guys are still enjoying the benefits from it, because I myself am. I mean, I haven't partook in any sacral energy exchange since the ritual ended, and I mean, we have slow times, don't get me wrong, we've had some challenging times, but I must say that the magic is definitely been heightened since this ritual has took place. The opportunities, there's so many opportunities for us that are linked in through this grid that I built. So, I mean, we're talking about General Electric stocks you could be sharing in right now. I'm just giving you some places to look at. AT&T, Visa. These are all portals that I opened up in this ritual that are all making profit at this moment in time right now. So when you start talking about like how to benefit, I mean, the benefits are tremendous. But right now we're being watched, we're being mocked, we're being hacked. It's not to put fear in you. It's just that when you open this mouth and when you put your attention in something, you make sure that you state exactly what it is that you mean. No more I might, or no more I could. Or you state when your mouth opens, you know what you're saying is going to either manifest or has already manifested. Very important right now, because next year we're going to go into the final finale. I'm not going to say exactly when, but we're going to go into the final finale of the ritual. We're going to go into what's called the reincarnation aspect of the ritual. It's going to take place next year. It's going to be with members of my soul group again. It's going to be hopefully a sexual aspect to it, as well as a meditative aspect to it, as well as a psychedelic aspect to it. So it's going to be pretty interesting experience to partake in, because we're going to get a lot of new information that has not been released, and this will be taking place in 2023, which is going to be a great year numbers wise, guys. I mean, 2023, great year numbers wise. There's going to be a lot of access to information that we can't get right now because we haven't visaed a lot of information, so we can't update this grid that I'm speaking about, because once this grid is updated, we're all going to all be abundant overnight. Most of us are, I mean, most of you guys already are receiving a lot of abundance, and we're all going to be even more abundant overnight. But there's a aspect to this ritual that we must partake in. It's like between now and next year, which is around April. Between now and April of next year, try not to partake in any, it's to members of my soul group, close members to me, any sexual experiences, except with, of course, your, you know, the self-styled sexual experience that I taught you guys about. You could partake in that, but try not to partake in any sexual experiences to keep your energy pure. The energy's going to get high. You're going to be tempted, because the longer you stay away from it, the more opportunities you're going to get. But I'm saying this because at a certain point, if you stay away from it, there's going to be an explosion on this grid that's going to take place, a positive explosion. It's actually going to be an implosion. It's going to happen from the inner aspect. And it's going to cause all of us to shift, and we're going to disappear into another dimension and move into the community aspect. The community aspect of our, of what I call unlimited progress on this grid, and be able to set up a bubble, because they want to isolate us. I mean, I'm saying this and I'm speaking kind of, you know, like encrypted information, because right now locally we're going through a lot. I mean, funds being withheld and stuff like that. And I don't blame any individual. It's just that we haven't figured out the actual key code to get this information. Because right now, once I get released the funds here locally, I mean, like last night we had the Guardians game, and I'm going to have to go ahead and accept those scores for value. Honestly, the Guardians played the Twins, and it was kind of a letdown to my soul group, because that's what I'm speaking on. Actually, this is where his information is coming from, the Minnesota Twins versus Guardians. That's what inspired this video, because that proved that there was one part of the ritual that went wrong, because I was able to accept the points for value through the Guardians, but the Twins lost. And I was actually betting on the Twins, and we were betting on the Twins, and that's because one aspect kind of went wrong, but I fixed it today. So hopefully today we're going to monitor it again. Don't know who's going to win or who's going to lose. We're looking at points right now, more so than anything. Is what I'm looking at, is points, more so than winning and losing, because the point structure is what's going to be used in the end when the scores are printed. I'm going to do a recap on the whole season from a metaphysical perspective. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to do several videos and go ahead and go into what I call the Akashic records of this ritual that my soul group put together and show you the numbers, how many ones dropped, where those ones are going now, so everybody will understand totally what I'm talking about and what I'm speaking on when I'm talking about ones dropping and sports records. And then I jump into some occult stuff. And you like, what the hell, man? Like, you was just talking about some deep occult stuff. Now you talking about sports. Now you talking about sex. Like, what does this all have to do with each other? Once the season's over and the printout comes, you'll see. But right now, to members that's in the inner circle and close members to me, we getting ready to go to this last ritual, and just all of us just stay as pure as possible and keep doing the rituals and the work. Be cleaning yourself with pure water and good water and stuff like that, because I'm telling you, the best is yet to come next year with all the producers I'm working with and things of that nature. I'm sure that all of us will be able to get something out of this community / grid that I've built up. So what I want you to do now is stay vigilant, keep all the hard work up, appreciate it, and I'll be coming up with more information as I get it, as it's channeled through me. So you guys have a good morning.